Hello and welcome to the latest instalment in my Bass Lick of the Week series. Before we dive into this week's line, please hit the like button, and if you haven't done so already, subscribe to the channel. Okay, so this week's exercise is a fingerstyle line, and this is a rock bass groove that's played in a 3/4 time signature. It gives it a kind of a prog rock kind of a vibe. So the count-in for this exercise, when you're working through it with the backing track, is going to be 1, 2, 3, 2, 2, 3. That's how you're going to come in when you're working with the backing track. Okay, so let's take a look at what's happening here. We're in the key of E minor, and we're going to be predominantly using the E minor pentatonic scale. So E, G, A, B, D, and octave E. That's the scale that we're going to be using here. Okay, so and in the first bar we're going to play this. And again. Okay, so we begin by playing a hammer-on between the D and the E on the A string. We play 2 Gs, 5th fret of the D string. All of this is 16th note, so that gives us the first beat. On the second beat, we're going to come back down onto the E, play a ghost note afterwards. Now we're going to come down to that low G. So as you're playing the ghost note, you can be moving your fretting hand towards that G. That G is going to be tied across into the third beat, and then we're going to play an open E. Open E falls on the second 16th note subdivision of the beat. If you read music, you'll get what I mean by that. And then we've got one quick note that we're going to play just before we restart the line. We're going to play an open A string on the final 16th note subdivision of the third beat. So just before you restart the line. Open A string. So that open A leads directly back into that D to E hammer-on. Okay, now it's really worth spending a bit of time just cycling through that first bar, getting it to feel comfortable. It can feel really, really strange playing in a 3/4 time signature when you've spent probably most of your life playing in 4/4. Playing in 3/4 can take a bit of getting used to, so it's really worth cycling this first bar around a few times, just getting really, really comfortable with it. Okay, now once you're comfortable with that line, hopefully the rest of the exercise will feel relatively straightforward. In the second bar, we're going to do pretty much the same thing, except instead of playing that low E, we're going to move from the G up to the fretted A. We're going to maintain the open A as the precursor to the hammer-on again, but we're going to be using the fretted A as our kind of main bass note. So we're alternating between the open E and the A. That's our first couple of bars. Really good fun to play. As we move into the third bar, we're back onto the open E. Now this time we're not going to play that open A at the end of the beat, and that's because the line that we play in the fourth bar is going to begin on the E string, so we're going to stay on the E string. So we've got another quick open E at the end of that third bar. And then the line that we play in bar number 4 is going to be this one. And it's essentially the same group of 6 notes. 6 notes. 6 notes played twice. So what we're going to be doing here is a double hammer-on. So A, B flat onto the B. Then we play a D on the A string, and 2 E's. That gives us 6 notes. 3 notes on the E string, and then 3 notes on the A string. And we're going to play two of those groups immediately, one after the other, like that. That gives us our line in the fourth bar. Now that line, because we're using that B flat briefly there, is hinting at the E blues scale, which is the E minor pentatonic scale that we talked about earlier, but with an added B flat, the flat 5, the blue note. That's just a little taste of that happening there. That's our fill in the fourth bar. So going back to the beginning. thing to watch out for when you're playing this line is those quick open strings that are just played before the beginning of the next bar. Usually it's the open A when you're going onto that hammer-on between the D and the E. But in the third bar, it's going to be an open E as we lead into that final fill. Those are the tricky things to watch out for in this line. Okay, that's the latest instalment in the Bass Lick of the Week series. A little bit unusual, this one, playing in a 3/4 time signature, but really good fun to do, and I really hope you enjoy working through it. Thanks for checking out the latest instalment in my Bass Lick of the Week series. If you'd like to download the PDF worksheet and audio files for this exercise, just click on the link in the description below. And if you enjoyed this lesson, please head over to basslinepublishing.com to check out my full range of video courses. Okay, I'll see you next week for another bass groove.